Hi, I'm Barb.
And I'm Alex.
And we're Enchanterium. In today's video, we'll be making Rikku from Final Fantasy X, but in her Kingdom Hearts 2 design as a fairy.
For this doll, I'm going to use the same trick as for the trick switches, which is taking the head from Budget Doll and combining it with an original Ever After High. We chose a Mari Hatter doll because of the warm skin tone and a cute smile. She also has the younger sister body type, which means she's shorter than the average dolls. Using boiling water to soften the vinyl, I took her head off and now I'm scraping the remaining hair from the inside using scissors. I don't know why sometimes there's almost no glue in the heads of the cheaper dolls, but it makes the hair so much easier to remove. Then it's time to get rid of the factory paint. I'm using pure acetone, but you can also use nail polish remover if it has acetone in it. Enough of preparing, let's start customizing. First I'm going to try make her feet lay flat, so she can fit into male shoes. In Kingdom Hearts they all have enormous feet size, so it probably will be the best solution. I'm marking where I want to cut and then I cut. I'm placing the wire into the legs and then with epoxy sculpt I'm attaching the feet in different position. She's going to wear long socks and shoes that will cover the legs, so I'm not bothered by the grainy texture. I could sand it, but I think that sometimes you don't have to spend time on things that won't be visible. It's just a doll and it won't affect the final result, so I'm painting the legs as they are. Let's start the face up with 3 coats of Mr. Super Clear, contouring and blushing. I'm using a brown watercolor pencil to sketch the basic eye shape. When I feel satisfied with it, I'm switching to more visible colors like black, white, and in this case, green for the irises. Every time I want to save the progress, I spray the head with MSC. This time, I'm going for a cheerful expression with a confident smile. In Kingdom Hearts 2, she is a treasure-hunting fairy and has a more childish appearance than in the Final Fantasy game, so I'm not going to give her any eyeshadow or visible colored lipstick. I feel like the natural makeup will be the best for this character. I wasn't satisfied with her eyes and decided to make them again, so I painted them with acrylic paint. After a lot of struggle, I have this. In her original design, she has spiral pupils, but I decided to draw the spiral shape in her irises. A cute golden dot in the center and a few catch lights, and the eyes are finished. As a last step, I'm giving her 2 coats of shiny Pearl-X powder.
Her clothes are pretty straightforward, as the design is cartoony and simple. I'm starting off with a top pattern that I made a long time ago for our Layla/Aisha doll. I'm tracing my darts with a removable pen, and because the fabric is really thin and slippery, I'm going to sew them in by hand. I cut the bottom in this spiky pattern and hemmed the rest of the edges. To add the straps, I'm just gonna use glue. I position the strap in place in the front, and after the glue secures it, I just drag it over to the other side and glue it where it lands and leave it to dry. Her skirt is also a very basic pattern. I used a small length of elastic to hold the skirt down because it's supposed to be low-rise and it was going up constantly. After I got the fit right, I could see how much length I have to take off. I drew and cut the spiked hem. Using a strip of the delicate yellow fabric, I made the bows, as you can't see because I'm not in the frame. I attached them to the side of the skirt. Next, I tackled the socks. Also a very easy pattern. You basically follow one edge and sew along it. Make sure to use a fabric that can stretch. The last part of her outfit was the sleeves, but they were also very easy. Again, I had to just follow one edge and sew along it. Let's see how it all looks together.
I think that yarn will be the best choice for Rikku's voluminous spiky hair. I'm using Mosaic-To's weft repairing technique, which you can find on her channel. To avoid the bald spots, I'm painting the scalp with yellow acrylic paint and then gluing the wefts around the head. There's no point of attaching the wefts on the whole surface of the head because she's going to have a big ponytail and yarn wefts are too short for that. Just like with our icy doll, I'm gluing yarn directly to the scalp to create an illusion of more volume. To add a different texture and a little bit of shine, I'm adding a few blonde nylon strands. After making the part, I have a super cute Super Saiyan girl. Then it's time to make the ponytail. I'm gluing the wefts to a single yarn strand, moving from the bottom to the top. I made one big and one small tail and combined them together. Then I just glue the tail to the top of the head and simply wrap the hair over it. From the remaining nylon hair and yarn, I'm making a few braids. First, I was trying to make the band with craft foam, but it was too big and it didn't look good. So I made another attempt, this time with a painted stretchy fabric. I also decided to place the ponytail higher. To make more braids without making the actual braids, I cut this yellow yarn and dyed it with alcohol ink for better color match. Using hot glue, I placed in the braids and yarn strands and also made tiny blobs around each braid to mimic the beads and decorations.
One last accessory that she needs is her magical flying scarf. I eyeballed the length and shape and cut it out twice, once with the spikes and once without. I used free check for the spikes and the edges that won't be sewn. Then I sewn along both long edges, right sides together, and turned it to the right side and pressed. I took 2 lengths of wire and made loops at the end. I thought that I'd put the wire in first, then using a zipper foot, I'll stitch it in at the edge of the scarf, but I had trouble keeping the wire close to the edge. I realized I could just sew a channel in first and then just thread the wire in, so I did that instead. It was much faster. I could just push the wire in. I had to shorten my wire a little bit and remake the loops. I used the loops as anchoring points and put in a few hand stitches to make sure the wire doesn't fall out. It keeps shape really nicely.
The best shoes I've found in our stash are these Jackson Jekyll's trainers, and I had an idea on how to paint and decorate them, but it didn't really work. I cut all the details and decided to use craft foam and epoxy clay to make them look smooth and make that particular clown-like boot shape. I didn't add the clay to the back, so the foot can easily slip in without breaking the shoe. For a little more detail, I'm using a golden fabric paint on the edges of the shoes, but also on the top, skirt, sleeves and socks. The last thing is to make a red and orange fade on the scarf. I'm using Arteza fabric paints for this purpose, but we will tell you more about this product in the next video after doing more tests.
This is how she turned out. She was a nice and easy project thanks to her simple and cartoonish Kingdom Hearts design. She turned out super cute and she's the smallest doll we currently have thanks to her flattened feet and petite body type.
What's your favorite game? Do you have any favorite video game characters? Let us know in the comments down below. Some of our favorite games are The Sims, Skyrim, Dragon Age and Minecraft.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram for some sneak peeks and subscribe for future videos. Have an enchanted day, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
I'm using a what?
A what?
What?
Later, taters!